There are number of judgments also, not just Lok Sabha, other judgments. State rule says,
Please take your seat.
what is it?
This channel does not promote any violent, harmful, or illegal activities. All content provided by this channel is meant for an educational purpose only.
This is a recruitment process for which the TET is being conducted. So, by a common advertisement and a common form, it is being done. This TET is being conducted only for those candidates who do not have the TET, but they have the eligibility criteria to participate in the recruitment process. If we allow the non-B.Eds to participate in the TET, as the NCT guideline is there, very correct, had it been an open TET that I am holding a TET for in general, then these candidates could have applied. There was no difficulty in that. But if here they apply,
Why it is not open TET?
no, it is
It
not.
is closed TET,
No,
confined TET.
no, only this is only being conducted to accommodate the candidates who are eligible to participate in the recruitment process. Those who already have TET, there is no difficulty. Those who do not have TET, but they are eligible, they have the B.Ed qualification, they have all the other eligibility criteria. For them, only we are conducting the TET. So,
One thing is that there are certain candidates who are TET qualified. For them, this participation in TET is not required.
yes,
Those who are not TET qualified, for them participation in TET is required
Yeah.
for further participation in the recruitment process.
yes,
Now, if TET is being conducted in 2025 for appointment of special education teacher,
yes.
in that event, why ignoring the NCT guideline? It will be confined to those candidates
Yes,
who have
because
already acquired training qualification.
they have not. That is why they are excluded.
Why it will be confined to the candidates who have already
Because they are actually applying for the recruitment process.
the difference between the TET as contemplated in the guidelines of the NCT and the TET which you are going to conduct.
This TET examination is being held to enable those candidates who do not have the TET to participate in the recruitment process.
That is why open TET.
Yes. Now, if I make an open TET, then those who are not eligible to participate in this recruitment process, they will also participate. Even if that is allowed,
Yes.
then they will be rejected from the recruitment process because they do not have the B.Ed.
That you will take steps, but allow them to
That would unnecessarily enlarge
They do not have the B.Ed qualification, pursuing candidate, but prior to holding this second phase of selection process after TET, or after TET, prior to conducting selection process, if they do not acquire qualification, they will not be permitted. I will clarify it in my order.
So as on date, they are not eligible. The form fill up last date is today. As on today, they do not have that.
This form fill up is relating to participation in TET, and also for the candidates who are TET qualified to participate in the recruitment process.
Yes.
So therefore, those who are not TET qualified candidate, permit them being a pursuing candidate.
It is the common form. It is a common form. So if they fill up the form, if they fill,
They made the mistake. Why? I want to take the. This is not made by the state government, and it is a mandatory mandate of the HCT, being an academic authority. Every year, the state ought to conduct a.
that is a different issue. That is a different issue. After 10 years today,
Yes. Question is this, that this notification has got two parts. One is those who are not TET qualified to participate in TET. Those who are TET qualified to participate in the recruitment process. Now you are saying that this is not an open TET because only those candidates who are going to participate in the selection process, if they are not TET qualified, they will be granted opportunity to participate in TET. But considering the fact that at the time of submitting application, if they do not have the qualification, requisite qualification to participate in the recruitment process, they will not be permitted to participate in TET. This is your contention.
May I just,
But that is contrary to the guidelines of NCT which has been placed by the
may I just clarify?
petitioners.
We are not doing anything contrary to the guidelines, because why I say, the form which they have filled up, the last date which is expiring today, that is for the purpose of recruitment. And within that,
So for TET,
and also for TET,
let us come back to this notification.
yes, kindly see,
Where is the notification? Is it
kindly see page 100.
And in the text, 11.3, rule 11, specifically mentioned.
no,
Kindly,
no, that notification which I have considered in the first batch of matters?
Page number 90,
Yes, page
90, 90. Second paragraph.
this notification is being issued for conducting TET 2025 and first state level selection test.
yes,
If
so it is a combined.
If they are not qualified to participate in first state level selection test SLST 2025, they will not participate. I will clarify in my order that before conducting this state level selection test SLST 2025, if the candidates are found not qualified, they will not be permitted to participate in that.
That is not the rule. The rule is,
No, just a minute. Come to page 180.
my lord, may I submit? My lord, okay, very well, let us come to 118.
There is the NCT notification dated 4th August 2022.
Yes.
It says that as per the dictionary meaning of the word pursuing means undergoing and or proceeding further. Therefore, a candidate who has been admitted in any of the teachers training TTC means teachers training course, right? And undergoing the teachers training course can be said to be a pursuing such teacher training course and shall be eligible to appear in TET examination irrespective of the fact that whether by the last date specified by for filling up the online form for TET examination, he has in fact appeared in the examination of the concerned teacher training course and the result is awaited. Pursuing the requisite teachers training course is sufficient to make such a candidate eligible to appear in TET examination. Therefore, on a fair reading of clause 5.2 of the NCT guidelines, a person who has been admitted in teachers training course and is pursuing, she can appear in TET examination. It has been made abundantly clear.
I am not disputing this. I am admitting to this. But what is our advertisement? Kindly see page 100. Why I am saying that it is restricted to a certain number of candidates. Kindly come to page 100. I am reading from the very beginning.
Just a minute.
Morning advice pass on that matter also is combined notifications for conducted. Not only that, rules also says as per NCT. Rule 2020.
Yes, what you are submitting?
Yes, kindly see the notification. The notification is a combined notification. The notification is a combined notification. At the heading, it is Teacher Eligibility Test 2025 and the first SLST 2025 for recruitment of special education teachers in government etc. schools. So this is a recruitment process. Now, I will permit only those candidates to participate in the TET examination if they fulfill the eligibility criteria to participate in the recruitment process.
Now,
If they do not fulfill, I will unnecessarily be taking their TET examination. I will unnecessarily be taking their TET examination, but I will not be recruiting them because they are not a...
whether by combined notification for holding TET and for holding state level selection test SLST 2025, whether the guidelines of NCT relating to participation in TET can be tinkered with. Can be tinkered with.
It is my
Very well, it is accepted that you have issued a combined notification. By issuing combined notification, can the NCT guidelines can be ignored? Answer.
My lord, this state is being taken only for the purpose of the recruitment which is being done pursuant to the direction of the Honorable Supreme Court. We are not tinkering with their notification. When we are directed to conduct
So,
a TET,
very well, confine them their participation till participation up to the TET. If they by that time they cannot acquire qualification, don't allow them to
it's not a
participate.
question of acquiring. As on date, they do not have the
But
qualification.
if they are pursuing, then how this
No,
court can-
pursuing will not help them in the recruitment.
Yes, absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. But in holding TET, how court can ignore 11th February 2011 notification?
Then
And the subsequent clarification offered by the NCT, which is dated 4th of August 2020.
then, my lord, if the court directs that we should conduct the TET, then kindly make it clear, this is my submission, that they will not be permitted to participate in the recruitment process.
Yes, that is what I-
Because as on date, they are not eligible.
yes, yes.
But they can get subject to what?
No, this is a combined combined notification, Mr. Bandyopadhyay, dated 9 September 2025, which has two parts. One is for conducting TET, another for conducting recruitment. No, today is the last date for submitting application. I will keep this matter pending. I will hear you, but allow them to apply. I will hear you.
And my lord, in Madrasa Service Commission, body papers combined with that notification also, not only that, the rule says as per the guidelines is not legally enforced. Is the reason. I don't know, like, but I know
Mr. Bandyopadhyay, it is relatable to entry 66 list 2.
guideline, not the guideline.
Under the 7th schedule of the Constitution, it is binding.
Binding, not the guideline. Act, not the guideline.
Even guidelines are binding.
That is guideline, not the guideline. Yes, on the guideline is binding. God, only you will speak. The problem is this. I said I know little.
NCT guidelines, MCI guidelines, these are binding
Now,
upon
what
the
is
state.
law? The law is under Article 141 binding. If there is anything contrary to the constitutional based judgment, that will not prevail. That will not prevail.
By issuing recruitment notification, if it is a combined notification of holding TET and holding recruitment rules, you cannot tinker with the NCT notification. Article 354. Relatable to 7th schedule of the Constitution, entry 66 of list 1 of 7th schedule, 254. How it is? This is binding upon the state authority.
Partially, whether that without this way, what is right? Let them file the application. And we have to argue this matter. If that is the act. That is the act is fine. Now, if the state rules and state act is there, that will prevail over any guideline. Yes, ma'am. That will prevail over.
Dr. Preeti Srivastava?
What?
Dr. Preeti
There are
Srivastava?
number of judgments also, not this Srivastava, other judgment. State rule says, it's a wow, wow.
Please take your seat.
What is this?
Take your seat.
You sit down. And we have learned it that when court is with you, don't speak.
Yes.
If you read this 254,
254.
what rights? Concurrent. Can you speak? If a guideline is an under act, then it is a different thing. Guideline under the provisions of any sections, that's a different thing. Because even by delegated legislation or subordinate legislation is a part of the state. But if it is a purely simple guideline, that cannot prevail over the state rules and state. To pass the order, I don't mind. But to accommodate them to exam, But this issue has to be examined very.
I will hear you.
This issue has to be examined. I do not want that the one should be deprived of.
Now, in your
I have to go.
no, Mr. Bandyopadhyay, what I am asking that in your act, whether it is provided that there would be a combined notification and
I have to check. I have to check.
if it is a simple notification, which as it appears prima facie, subject to hearing you, as it has been pointed out by the learned advocate representing the petitioners, that this is mere notification at page 90. Come to page 90.
Page 90, yes.
It's not it is not backed by any statutory provision.
But
So there is a rule. There is a rule.
There is a rule, but it does not say that the
What is
date and the selection
And
process is
sister,
conducted.
they are in compliance with the solemn direction passed by the Honorable Supreme Court of India on 7 March in Rajnath Pandey's council. The West Bengal Schools Corporation has been directed to initiate recruitment process to the post of special education teachers with government aided sponsored high school class. These special education teachers shall cater to the needs of students enrolled in class from upper primary to higher school. This notification is being issued for conducting the TET 2025 and first state level selection test 2025 for selection to the post of special education teacher for upper primary, secondary and higher secondary levels in government aided sponsored in West Bengal against the aforesaid vacancies directed to fill up by initiative recruitment and further vacancy has been received from the West Bengal Board of Education. The recruitment process will be governed by the West Bengal School Service Commission recruitment of persons for appointment to the post of
Special educator.
education teachers from 2024. Whatever the rules are there.
In a rule, perhaps that issue is silent. You go through it.
Now that this is in terms of the rules, any of the provision, Lordship knows that rule or delegated legislation is a part of a statute. In a case of a part of a statute, in a central guideline, if it is not issued in exercise of the power of the NCT Act, that guideline cannot prevail. That guideline, I don't have excuse me, kindly give me. Sorry, I am very sorry. Yes,
No.
You see, 254, see, inconsistency between laws made by Parliament and laws made by the legislation of the state. If any provision of a law made by the legislature of a state is repugnant to any provision of a law made by Parliament, which Parliament is competent to enact or to any provision of an existing law with respect to one of the matters enumerated in the concurrence, then subject to the provisions of clause 2, the law made by the Parliament, whether passed before or after the law made by the legislature of some state. Therefore, when there is a conflict of two laws, state assembly has passed a law and Parliament has passed.
Bandyopadhyay, Article 254 vis-a-vis entry 66 of list 1 of 7th schedule of the Constitution
Correct.
was considered in Dr. Preeti Srivastava's case. And it was decided by the larger bench of the Supreme Court that even if the guidelines is met, is applicable on the state authorities.
Applicable is one thing, which is superseded. Whether Article 254 has been
State Act, exactly same connotation was used. That a state act and state rules cannot impinge upon the standard set up by the central authorities.
But to me, leave aside NCT, leave aside NCT. To me, these provisions, this cannot be done. Other judgments are there on different fields. Where the question has come. I will consider it. I will read it. Rather consider now, I will read it.
Yes.
I have to
Go
read
through it as a larger bench judgment of
It's a
Dr.
good
Preeti Srivastava.
constitutional question, very good constitutional question. Oh, all right, we have read it. And I am taking note of that P. Srivastava's case.
Preeti Srivastava.
Preeti Srivastava. Yes,
That's a state of MP.
and another case, but that is a particular issue that is skipped for you, I will remember. And that particularly says that NCT guideline is mandatory. That is it. NCT guideline, NCT Act and the rules. That's a different thing. All right, we'll see. For the timing, my lord is allowing, but this is the point needed to be.
Consider. Are good and to be considered. Yes. Today I am not passing any final order. let this matter be kept pending for further consideration. But since considering the fact that today is the last day,
Kindly just pass this order. Let him apply. Allow him to apply. Naturally, he will sit in the examination, but no result of this candidate will be published.
no, what I will clarify that the result will be published. To that extent, there is no embargo. But if petitioners are not, petitioners do not have the requisite qualification, they will not be permitted to participate in the recruitment process.
That is by your lords.
Otherwise, again, petitioners will have to come. That if those who,
Partly up to that. That in that case, if he succeeds, how many persons are there? So that post will be kept vacant.
yes, if they are at all permitted to participate in the recruitment
And if they succeed,
process.
and if they succeed, then this your post may be kept vacant. We do not know when the this hearing will be taking place. We do not know about it. There's always
Yes.
uncertainty is there. That's the reason I am saying. We are December, all our time.
Because the problem is there is number of
government
number of vacancies 19.
My lord, the vacancy issue is not coming now.
Yes.
They only want to
Yeah,
participate
Mr.
in
Bandyopadhyay,
TET.
vacancy issue do not invite this court to pass an order to keep those posts vacant.
Okay. Very nice.
Otherwise, there will be a difficulty.
My lord, I'm dead.
Because
And
there are
kindly
number of
refer-
candidates.
Kindly
There are number of
record.
candidates.
Very nice. My lord, only that, my lord, this is up to this, not thereafter. Kindly up to this. The result will be published, but that's all. But everything.
Result will be published, and if they are not, they do not have the requisite qualification, they will not be permitted to participate.
Needs to be considered by your.
Otherwise, what will happen if after vacation in the month of November, December, if the commission starts proceeding with the recruitment selection process, then petitioners will not be
No,
part.
but in that case, we are aware about this. We
Yes,
are aware
yes,
about this.
yes.
Therefore, we will not be unreasonable. But the persons, but this point, I can't decide now. He can't decide now. Now it has to be decided by your lordships whether they were today they are eligible or not. Question is not the in future days they are eligible. We are not.
Very well, that one clause can be inserted that if those candidates will be permitted to participate in the selection process, if they fulfill the requisite eligibility and criteria, in that event, if they come within the zone of consideration, their appointment shall abide by the result, or they will come within the zone of consideration after participation in the selection process without leave of this court. They will not be permitted to.
But kindly do not go that far. They only want to.
Yes.
What I had initially submitted, sir,
Yes.
what I had initially submitted, they only want to appear in the TET examination. Admittedly, they are not eligible to participate in the recruitment. They are all pursuing B.Ed. What I had submitted is that let them sit in the TET without prejudice. But the recruitment process, it had fallen from the court also. My learned friend also agrees to it.
Yes.
That they will not participate in the recruitment process.
If they do not have the requisite eligibility criteria.
That they are admitting to today, that they are all
But in the
pursuing
meantime,
TET.
if they acquire.
No, in the meantime, will not do because they have to have it at the time of making their online applications. That is today. Today is the last day for filling up their forms. They are not eligible. They only want to acquire the TET qualification. That was their submission.
No, what is passing through the mind of the court? Suppose TET examination result is published in the month of December. If by this time candidates acquire training qualification,
That
then
will
what?
not be allowed
No.
because the last date for filling up a form.
Then the entire exercise will be futile.
That is why I wanted to block them.
If they are not eligible today, they are not. Then they cannot. But my argument is by pursuing they cannot get. In that case, advertisement has to. It has to be made clear. That cannot be done. That is exactly the primary teacher's case is going on this point. He is making a contra argument here. Not only that, but I'll take the rules.
Whether your candidates will be able to acquire qualification before
Yes.
commencement, but already a notification has been issued for the recruitment process also.
I'm not for the selection process, I'm for the take. Because of that, Malad, yes.
Then it's all right.
Yes, Malad. And because why? Because of the Right to Education Act.
Very well. If you are confining your case to TET only, permit the candidates to participate. Then it's all right, Mr. Bandyopadhyay.
In that case, whether if he is not participating in the selection process, we have nothing to go and appear and take again.
Yes.
Stop it. Now, who has obstructed you?
No, they are not permitted to submit application.
Take.
Yes. On the website, they were prevented.
Because ineligible, যেহেতু ineligible.
Because it's a combined, since it is a combined notification, Mr. Bandyopadhyay is a combined notification.
Very nice. Let him, this point has to be.
So this court is not required to enter into the next phase of this, no, as per this notification, whether they will be permitted to participate in the selection process or not. Only they are confining their case to the for participation in the TET, nothing else.
But kindly record that as on date, they do not have any BA.
His submission kindly restrict that he is not appearing in the selection case. No. If my understanding
Prevents you. Yes, you make your submission. No, nobody is preventing.
If he permits me to.
Yes, Mr. Bandyopadhyay.
Permits me to.
Yes, Mr. Bandyopadhyay.
In that case, it will be a solution to consider. His case is in a short campus to appear only in the state, not in the parts.
So then I can dispose it all. Yes, Mr. Firdaus Shamim,
Yes, sir.
I am disposing it off, permitting you.
Permitting in the state, that's enough. I don't want to permit
Very
in the state. Nothing more, nothing less.
Kindly record very clearly that he says that he will appear in the
Yes,
state,
he is very
nothing more,
categorical in making
nothing
this
less.
submission.
And
Court as well as the learned advocates, learned senior advocate representing the commission is trying to go ahead. That is not required.
And not only that,
Yes.
I am not made out my case on regardless of selection. I'm not made out my case. Even I spent
Matter is extensively heard in presence of the learned advocates representing the petitioners, West Bengal Central School Service Commission, for short commission, and state respondents. তার আগে দিয়ে দাও, affidavit of service filed on behalf of the petitioner is taken on record. Have you filed documents relating to putting in deficit court fee? Documents are also filed in support of depositing deficit court fee, and same are taken on record. Next paragraph. Grievance of the petitioners centers around notification dated 9 September 2025, being memo number 1207/700/CSSC/ESTT/2025, issued by the Secretary of the West Bengal Central School Service Commission, within bracket, hereinafter referred to as Commission, close bracket, Commission, quote unquote. So, Mr. Firdaus Shamim, learned advocate representing the petitioners, submits that though petitioners attempted to submit online application form for participating in TET in teacher eligibility test within bracket TET close bracket 2025 for selection to the post of special education teacher.
On this point, I am arguing a matter. Supreme Court, after tomorrow it says that I am saying the Pharmaceutical Council of India State Act is that is there. I am arguing, but here pass the order then.
Special education teacher for upper primary, secondary and higher secondary level of government aided / sponsored schools in West Bengal. Sentence কি বলছিলাম? but they were unable to submit online application as petitioners are pursuing teacher education course and till date have not acquired teachers education and till date have not acquired teacher training qualification. टीचर ट्रेनिंग कोर्स करो तो ওটা टीचर ट्रेनिंग कोर्स stop. Next paragraph. It is submitted on behalf of the petitioners that in terms of guidelines of National Council for Teacher Education as issued vide notification dated 11th February 2011, candidate pursuing teacher training course within bracket recognized by NCT or RCI, comma, as the case may be, close bracket. Specified by NCT notification dated 23rd August 2010 are eligible to participate in TET. Reliance is also placed on the clarificated notification dated 4th August 2022 issued by the national issued by NCTE operator NCT code the first shot issued by NCTE, wherein it was clarified without any ambiguity, or it was clarified unambiguously, that who are to be treated as teacher training pursuing candidate. Stop. Next paragraph. According to the petitioners, according to petitioners, they are all teacher training course pursuing a candidate, but till date have not acquired teacher training qualification. Therefore, on the strength of guidelines, aforesaid guidelines of NCTE dated 11th February 2011, read with subsequent notification of NCTE dated 4th August 2022, they are eligible to participate in TET (2025) in terms of aforesaid notification dated 9 September 2025 issued by the Secretary by the Secretary of the Commission. Stop. It is next paragraph. It is categorically submitted on behalf of the petitioners that though said notification dated 19 September 2025 is a combined notification for holding TET 2025 as well as first state level selection test within bracket SLST close bracket 2025 for selection to the posts of special education teacher for upper primary, comma, secondary and higher secondary levels in government aided / sponsored schools in West Bengal. But petitioners plural apostrophe grievance is confined to denial of their right to participation in TET 2025 in terms of said notification dated 9 September 2025. Next paragraph. Mr. Bandyopadhyay, Mr. Kalyan Kumar Bandyopadhyay, learned senior advocate representing West Bengal, representing Commission,
No, state government.
representing the state respondents, and Dr. Patro, Dr. Shukanu Kumar Patro, learned counsel, representing West Bengal Central School Service Commission, have opposed this writ petition on the score that this is no on the score that notification dated 9 September 2025 is not a mere notification for holding TET, but it is a combined notification for holding TET 2025 and for conducting first state level selection test within bracket SLST close bracket comma 2025 for appointment in the post of special education teacher. Stop. As a result whereof, authorities decided that only those candidates would be permitted to participate in 1025 in terms of said notification dated 9 September 2025. If those candidates, if candidates are eligible to participate in the recruitment process, that is first SLST 2025 for the post for filling up the post of special education teacher. Next paragraph. Having considered the respective submissions made on behalf of the parties and taking note of the specific submissions made on behalf of the petitioners, that they are praying for direction to participate in TET 25 in terms of notification dated 9 September 2025 and not for participation in first state level selection test within bracket SLST close bracket 2025 for the post for filling up the post of special education teacher. This court finds, while deciding the issue, it is required to take into consideration NCTE notification dated 11th November 2011, read with clarificatory notification dated 4th August 2022, wherein it has been provided that teacher training pursuing candidate are also eligible to participate in TET. Stop. Next paragraph. In view of aforesaid consideration, concerned authority of the Commission is directed to allow the petitioners to submit online application in course of this day, submit online applications in course of this day pursuant to notification dated 9 September 2025 for their participation in TET 2025.
Still is like so. If I put that 2023-2025 session, that it is denied. So if they,
No, I'm giving the solution.
Then permit them to submit application in offline mode.
No. Let them do it online. They are only to, in the column, they are to describe themselves as B.Ed.
it is not taken.
Only for that purpose. It will
It is
take.
not taken. What happened?
But then there will be misrepresentation because
No,
they are not the
No,
B.Ed candidate.
but that is the only solution, because within such a short time, we will not be able to change the
Then I will permit them to file an application offline mode
in course of
in course of tomorrow.
tomorrow is the last working day of the commission.
Because of the
Then by 12 noon tomorrow.
By 12 noon tomorrow?
12 noon, manner.
Yes.
And this one to 2.
No.
No,
By
it is
12 noon
closing
tomorrow.
day for them. It is their closing day.
72 is 2, up to 2. Manner, they came from the district.
Yes.
Visualize.
কি বলছিলাম?
ডিস্ট্রিক্ট তো রেখে দিই বাড়ির কাছে ট্রেন করে রাখা আছে
Now, to submit applications offering their candidature in offline mode pursuant to notification dated 9 September 2025 by tomorrow, comma 2 p.m.
By 1 p.m. 1 p.m. That is recess. If they recess by
12, 2, then 1. At the minute. Very well. By tomorrow, 25th September 2025 by 1 p.m.
Infrastructure, this is not possible. No, kindly see, your lordship has,
One person from the.
no, your lordship has already shown his sympathy to him. But instead of Darjeeling to Calcutta, it doesn't take time. Take
Take a bus and come.
a bus and come. Otherwise, you send the car.
Sir, car jabe diya.
No,
By
you
1
put the car there.
By 1 p.m. Next paragraph. With the aforesaid directions, writ petition stands disposed of. Learned advocate representing the parties are granted leave to communicate this order to the Secretary of West Bengal Central School, to the Secretary of the Commission, without waiting for the server copy of the order passed.
Just one correction, Malad. This petition is not for this, not participation. This petition is not for the selection process. Only that much, Malad. Malad in one place, Malad said.
No, I have not. I have categorically recorded your submission. No further.
Not for the selection process.
That I have categorically recorded your submission.
Not for the, this petition is not for the.
May I just read a Preeti Srivastava? May I just kind of see?
And well,
Question was not that their NCT or etc. Just key.
copy the
I mean,
grateful, Mal.
admission, that is admission must be made on a basis which is consistent with the
Do you have a copy?
standard.
Do you have a copy?
Well, just I am reading from head note. Give it.
No. Please give it to me.
Admission must be made on a basis which is consistent with the standards laid down by a statute or regulation framed by the central government in the exercise of powers under 1866 list 1. At times, in some of the judgments, the words eligibility and qualification have been used interchangeably, and in some cases, a distinction has been made between the two words eligibility, connoting the minimum criteria for selection that may be laid down by the University Act or in a central statute, while qualification connoting the additional norms laid down by the colleges or by the state. In every case, the minimum standard as laid down by the central statute or under it have to be complied with by the state which making admissions. It may, in addition, lay down other additional norms for admission or regulate admission in the exercise of its power under NT 25 list 3 in a manner not inconsistent with a manner which does not dilute the criteria so laid down. Thus, once the minimum standards are laid down by the authority having the power to do so, any further qualification laid down by the state which will lead to the selection of better students cannot be challenged on the ground that it is contrary to what has been laid down by the authority. But the action of the state is valid because it does not adversely impinge on the standards prescribed by the appropriate authority.
Yes.
Therefore, only in a case, if it is below degraded the standards, that is not permissible.
Mr. Bandyopadhyay, please read paragraph 57. Though it was in connection with medical admission, but this will apply. This principle will.
That is keeping in mind the standard.
Please.
Keeping everything in mind in the standard.
57.
Just a minute. Kindly give me some time. 57 টা বার করতে তাড়াতাড়ি।
এটা দাও ওনাকে এটা দাও। This is academic discussion.
Now it is academic. In the case of Medical Council of India versus State of Canada, a bench of the 3 years of the court has distinguished the objection made in Nivedita Jain. It has also disagreed with Ajay Kumar Singh's transfer. Come to the conclusion that Medical Council regulations have a statutory force and are mandatory. The court was concerned with the administration of MBBS course and the regulations framed by the Indian Medical Council related to admission. The court took note of the order status so and so. To reflect that under the Indian Medical Council, the Medical Council of India has been set up as an expert to control the minimum standard of medical and to regulate their observance. It has implicit power to supervise the qualified eligible standards for admission into it. There is under the Act an overall vigilance by the medical to prevent substandard entrance, but this observation would apply equally to postgraduate. We are in respectful. I have no objection. I am also saying that. What is my point? Regulate. The moment is a regulation. The moment it is any rules, delegated legislation. These are part of a statute.
And if you go through other paragraphs,
I will see.
that the
What I
regulations and guidelines are binding.
no, that is I have to read it, but in that case in future we have to argue.
Yes.
But
In an
because
appropriate
why I am saying, you see, regulations and this all delegated legislation are laid before the parliament.
Now, what you are trying to impress upon this court is this: if there is a repugnancy in between regulation and guidelines, then the regulation will
Prevail.
prevail.
Number one. Number two, the rather I will put it in this way, how far the inquiry will be into. Inquiry will be into to this extent that standards have been lowered down or not. If the standards have been made higher, then it can the state will prevail. It is not that they all the time Central Act will prevail. Suppose Central Act has laid down a standard, class 12 pass. State is saying no, not class 12, graduate. Then state act will prevail. If the state says no, class 8, then state act will not prevail.
Yes. Yes. Lowering of standard is not.
Lowering of the standard is not allowed. What about you?
Yes, please call the next one. No, it's an interesting point.
Interesting point.
And this point, remember this point, the need photo number 5, the standard of the primary standard and higher education standard is not the same.
Yes.